Hello. Hi, everyone. So, my name is Tegan and I'm an Ironman. Oh my God. No. So, a lot of people ask me all the time, so Ironman, what is Ironman? How did you start? How did you get into Ironman? How can I prepare for Ironman? So, I thought today I will give a little story time and tell everybody about my Ironman story. So, first of all, what is Ironman? All right, so for those of you guys who don't know, Ironman is a type of triathlon. Now, triathlon means it's three different sports in one event. So, swimming, cycling, and running. Okay, so three different sports. So, first you start off and you swim in the water. Then you get out of the water and you take off your clothes. Not all the way, obviously, but you get ready and then you go and you get on your bike and you ride your bike. And then, final thing, you get off your bike and then you run. And that's what you do. And that's a triathlon. Now, in terms of Ironman, Ironman is actually a brand name of a series of triathlons that they put on. And generally, when people think of Ironman, they think of the longest distance triathlon, which consists of 3.8K bicycle, 180K of, 3.8K swimming, 180K bicycle, and then 42 kilometers running. So this is an Ironman triathlon. Now, Ironman actually is not the only company or organization that puts these on. So we can just call it also King Course, okay? And there's also another big branch that puts on international triathlons that is called the Challenge Series as well. So anyway, now that you guys know a little bit about what an Ironman is, okay, how did I start doing it? Okay, so first of all, I started doing marathons and running when I was 20 years old. And I did my first full marathon. A full marathon is 42.195 kilometers or 26 miles. I did my first one when I was 21 years old. And I thought, wow, this is something amazing that I did. I felt so proud of myself. Hold on a second, I have to blow my nose. Sorry. So after that, I thought, okay, now I want a bigger challenge. So I thought maybe when I turn 30, after I've done about 10 full marathons, then maybe I'll be ready to do this thing called Ironman. So I tried to do a triathlon when I was 21 as well. It was a little bit of a disaster in terms of the swim, but biking for me wasn't that hard and running was easy as well. But this was a short distance triathlon. So that there's all different distances, meaning the swim, the bike, the run can be all different distances. So it wasn't a long distance Ironman. So anyways, I moved to Korea and I forgot my dream of the Ironman. I forgot about Ironman because in Korea there was a lot of other things I had to do and I had no idea where to swim, where to bike, how to get everything organized here. It's a little bit difficult because you have to prepare so many things. So when I moved to Korea, I kept on running though. I kept on doing every year I would do one full course marathon and many other half marathons just to stay in shape. But I didn't continue on with the dream of doing an Ironman. But then in Korea, I started to get a little bored with my life, I would say. I'd been doing the running, but I wasn't really passionate about it. And, every weekend was kind of the same. Meet my friends, go out drinking, wake up hungover, and then work the week away. So, of course, I still exercised and I still liked that kind of thing, but I wanted more challenge in my life. So, one day I thought, hey, I'm going to try to do this triathlon thing again when I go back to USA. So me and my friend Quinn, we ended up doing the Seafair Triathlon, the sprint. I think it was 2016, and we did it again in 2017. And I kind of was getting more interested in triathlon, but I still had no idea how to take it from this short distance to the long distance. So I ended up meeting a friend in Korea who said, hey, I just completed my first Ironman. And I was so jealous because when somebody says that they've done an Ironman, it's just even hard to imagine. So this friend is named Dell, and I ended up basically following Dell around and asking him, how do I do it? I want to do a triathlon. I've done this sprint in USA, but I want to do one in Korea. How do I do it? So Dell was able to introduce me to a few of the places I needed to go and how to get set up. Basically, I needed to learn so many different things. Swimming is the most important because in Korea, when you do a triathlon, you're going to need a wetsuit, okay? In USA, when I did the sprint, I didn't need a wetsuit, so I just did it in my bathing suit. In Korea also, the cycling is complicated because you need to have a road bike or a TT racing bike. In USA, once again, I didn't have those things. They let me do it on just a regular hybrid bike. And so the equipment wasn't as complicated as it is in Korea. Here, you really need to have all the proper equipment if you're going to participate in a race here. So Dell was able to get me set up. He introduced me to his ocean swimming club. Now, I really recommend before you do a triathlon, you are going to need to get comfortable swimming in the ocean, okay? Swimming in the ocean or lake or open water. So before, when I just done the seafair, I had only really practiced doing swimming in a pool. Pool swimming, open water swimming are completely different. Now, when you want to do open water swimming, you're going to encounter a lot of things. First of all, it's a little scary putting your face into water where you don't know what's down there. And it can be dark. It can be murky. There's going to be tides. There's going to be waves. Now, and also when you do triathlon, it's not this nice flat water where you're just swimming like you are in a lap pool. There's a lot of things you have to consider. There's a lot of people that are going to crash into you, hit you, knock your goggles off, pull your wetsuit. So it's really like swimming in a battle. So you really have to get comfortable open water swimming and swimming with people around you. And so that was one thing I had to get used to. Also, you have to get used to riding a road bike or a triathlon bike. The position of riding is really aggressive. So it almost feels like you're going to fall over. It's a lot harder to ride a road bike or a triathlon bike than it is to ride a regular bike. So that was another thing that you have to learn. And last, running is still the same, to be honest. Running is running. But if you want to go into the long distance to the Ironman, you have to be able to run a full marathon after you've swam 3.8 kilometers, which generally the cutoff for the swim is 2 hours and 20 minutes. And the cutoff on bike, I'm not sure, but usually about 8 hours. So you have to be ready to run a full marathon after you've been swimming for 2 hours, cycling for up to 8 hours. So you really have to be ready to do those things. For me, running was not the problem. So luckily I was okay with the running, but the other two I had to get ready to do. So basically, once I had gotten comfortable and I signed up for an Olympic distance triathlon in Korea. A Olympic distance triathlon means that it is 1.5K swim and then 40K on the bike and then a 10K run. The cutoff time for this is 3 hours and 30 minutes. So first of all, you get ready, you get your suit on, and you're going to go swim. Now you have to be able to finish 1.5K swim in 50 minutes. Okay. So then you get out of the transition, and you put on your bike helmet and you put on your bike shoes and you get on your road bike. And then you're going to ride your bike for 40 kilometers. Now you need to make sure that you follow the rule. Don't get on your bike until it's in the designated area. Okay. Also, there's a thing called drafting. Drafting means that you cannot be too close to the person in front of you. So you need to, if you're going to go right behind them, you need to just go ahead and pass them and then kind of separate on your way. If you're too close, actually, you're getting free speed. It's a complicated thing, but anyways, no drafting. Don't get on your bike until you get to the designated area. Make sure you have your helmet on. And don't throw trash on the road. Those are things that can get you penalized or cut out of the triathlon. And last but not least, after you get back into the transition zone, you get ready to run. You run a 10K All right. And then you are done. And that's an Olympic triathlon. Now, to go from the Olympic distance to the Ironman distance, it is 4 times the amount, basically 4 times the amount, essentially. I guess the swim isn't that much different. It's from 1.5 to 3.8. The bike goes from 40 to 180. So you really have to be a lot stronger on your bike. And the run goes from 10 to 42K. So basically you're doing the same thing, but you're doing it longer. So I did my first triathlon Olympic course October 2017 in Tongyeong. And then I was so excited after that. I decided, hey, I can do an Ironman. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to sign up for this Ironman next year. So in Korea, the Ironman company usually puts on one king course, the long course, once a year. And when I signed up, it was for Gure 2018. So I signed up at the end of 2017 for an Ironman the following year. People told me I am crazy. Hey, you're crazy. Why are you signing up for an Ironman? You've never even done a half course. You've only done one Olympic. And to be honest, I was crazy. But you can do it too. So for those of you who want to get into Ironman, step 1 is get into all 3 sports. I recommend start off with whatever you have, okay? But if you really want to do an Ironman, you are going to need to train. Every week, so after I decided to make this huge decision, I joined a triathlon training center. And the triathlon training center, we train at about 4 or 5 times a week. First of all, they do cycle training indoor. And we have a coach that will train us, watch our position. He also will put us into interval training and different trainings like this. We also do run training as well, and we do swim training as well. So in general, if you're going to go to the Ironman, the amount of training you need each week really depends on your goal. But I would say you need to probably think about putting at least 10 hours a week into your training. That means a block of it into swimming, a block of it into running, and a block of it into cycling. And of course, if you already have a base fitness level, that's going to really help. And it also depends on your goal. For the Ironman, to just finish the Ironman, the cutoff time is 17 hours. So normally the Ironman event will start at 7 a.m. and it finishes at midnight. And you have to get in under that 17-hour mark. A lot of people have really aggressive goals. They want to do it in under 10 hours. Under 10 hours is kind of like, wow, you're amazing. Maybe for me, I would love to get under 13 hours. I think my best time was 13:30 or so. To be honest, it just really depends on the course, the conditions, and things like that. So now it is 2022 December, and I am proud to say I have finished 6 King Course triathlons, which means 6 Ironmans. 6 times I have done 3.8 swimming. 6 times I've done 180K bike, and 6 times I've done the full marathon. And so I don't want to say I'm an expert, but I have some experience doing the Ironman in different courses, and I feel pretty confident with that. So today I just wanted to let everybody know a little bit about my story and what Ironman is, and I will be back later with more of my information and videos, but I just wanted to let everybody know a little beginner information about triathlon and Ironman. Bye-bye.